we just didn't show up to play. Just having a hard time getting guys to show up and be ready to play. And you know, when a little adversity hits, not just automatically, you know, giving it up, you know, not holding on to the rope. Just, you know, massive failure on all our part, you know, coaches included. We didn't have our guys prepared to play. Just didn't do what we needed to do to be successful.
And I mean, last night in the second game, we kind of pulled within one run, and then they just kind of got a couple timely hits. Just kind of talk about what you saw there.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at what we did all weekend long, I think if you look at the free bases, you know, walks, hit by pitches, errors, you know, things like that. I think that's the tale of the weekend. We got to figure out a way to get guys to, you know, be able to come out of the bullpen ready to pitch with their secondary stuff, and, you know, not walk guys, you know, because we're having a hard time getting quality start. And when we do get a quality start, we're having a hard time finding guys out of the bullpen to get the job done.
And I was going to visit that too. Reed Boyette, I mean, had a pretty good outing, had 7 strikeouts, and yeah, I don't remember how many runs he gave up, but he just continues to kind of be a rock for the starting pitcher.
Yeah, he's been good. He's been good for us. You know, he has, you know, the big inning bugaboo, you know, and some of that is because we don't make plays behind him, but then some of that is not making the pitch when we need to make the pitch. And I think there's enough blame for everyone, you know, coaches, players, everyone involved. I think there's enough blame to go around that, you know, we've got to do a better job.
And Nolan Brown, I mean, still being a bright spot in the offense. Hit his 9th home run of the day.
Sure. I mean, he's had some opportunities to put the bat on the ball and done a good job of, you know, hitting the long ball this year. We'd like to see him be a little more consistent in his at bats, but you know, he does provide some sort of offense for us.
And it seemed like, you know, Cole Hill had a couple tough breaks. I think he hit 4 balls that the pitcher made a play on this weekend. I mean, if any of those would have gone another way, I mean, he seemed like he had a good weekend.
Yeah, he you know, he's got to stay with his approach. You know, when he stays with the approach that is successful for him, I think he's a good hitter. I think once he gets outside of that, you know, that's all of our hitters. You know, once we get outside the approach, it gets a little tougher.
Approaching these huge road stretch, I mean, you got the one home series against Utah Tech, but you got HCU this week, and then 3 games and arguably one of the greatest home advantages for the Vaqueros down south in the conference, and then top tier matchup with DBU. What's the mindset with that home stretch and those opponents this week? I
mean, we just got to get a lot better. I mean, we got to get a lot better in the small things that we do. We got to, you know, we got to find a defense that works for us. We still haven't found a defense that works for us. Having a hard time finding, you know, some outfield play that's good. Having a hard time finding a defense that's gonna, you know, turn double plays, those kinds of things. We still got a lot of questions. I mean, you would think at this point of the season that we would have all those questions answered, but we have still a lot of questions with our lineup, with our defensive lineup, with our pitching rotation, and those are things that we've got to get fixed. You know, with those tough games that we're playing, man, those are just really, really, really tough games, and you know, those games can get away from us in a hurry if we don't get prepared and we don't play.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, to go on the road to Houston Christian in a midweek and kind of get a little revenge, just kind of give us a preview to that.
You know, Coach Bergman does a great job over there with them. He's really taken the program from where Coach Moon initially started it and was moving in the right direction, and he's just kind of picked up the pace and taken them, you know, where they were moving in the first place. And so I think he does a good job. I think the staff does a good job. They're going to be a tough team. They're going to be a scrappy team. It's not a situation where we're going to go in there and, you know, roll anybody, because we're just not capable of doing that. But I think that if we can just go in there, play well, stay close, do some things that, you know, that we're capable of doing, and do some things that maybe right the ship a little bit, maybe that leads us into a really good weekend. And that's kind of the hope.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you, guys.